Hi guys, here's another discussion sa Intermediate Accounting 2, and that's note payable. So notes payable is actually governed by the accounting standards such as PFRS 9 financial instruments. So this will just be a quick discussion kasi we have already an in-depth discussion sa bonds payable. Halos hawig naman sila ng procedure, measurement, recognition. It's almost the same, okay? Pero didiscuss din naman natin again here. If you haven't watched the bonds payable discussion, so you can actually look at it sa previous videos, okay? So yon, so let's start. So what's a note payable? A notes payable is actually a promissory note. So you have already your law. Okay, so alam nyo, nadidiscuss yung promissory note. It is an unconditional promise in writing made by one person to another, signed by the maker, gumawa, engaging to pay on demand, or at a fixed or determinable future time, a sum certain in money to order or to bearer. So, pwedeng on demand, okay, or pwedeng at a certain time in the future. For example, 5 years from now, ganun. On demand, ay di within a year, pwede niyang i-demand, okay? O kaya, on demand, kung kailan niya kailangan yung pera, okay? On demand. So, yon. So, pag ibinigay yung cheque, pag binigay yung promissory note, okay? Sabi ito yung can I get back the money that I lend you? Okay, so on demand. So, yan. Okay, at a sum certain in money to order or to bearer. Okay, so next, we have initial measurement of notes payable. So, sabi, if the note payable is not designated, okay, it at fair value through P&L or profit or loss. Ito'y discussion sa intermediate 1 regarding investments, okay, the fair value through profit or loss. If hindi daw designated yung note payable, it shall be measured at fair value less transaction cost initially. Okay, if hindi siya designated to fair value at fair value through P&L, it is initially measured at fair value less transaction cost. You have to remember that. Okay, ano ba yung transaction cost? The costs that are directly attributable to the issue of the note payable. Okay, so yung para magawa yung note payable, para ma-distribute yung note payable. Okay, all of the procedures, all of the expenses associated with the issuance of the note payable, they are transaction costs, directly attributable doon. So, ilalas mo siya sa fair value. Okay? If it is irrevocably designated at fair value through P&L, then it shall be measured at fair value, pero hindi mo ilalas yung transaction cost. Ang gagawin mo, the transaction cost is expensed immediately. Okay, so may separate journal entry si transaction cost that you are expensing it. Okay, so fair value may be equal to, pwede siyang present value of the future cash payment to settle the note payable using the market rate of interest or the cash proceeds associated with the assets acquired. Okay? So, hindi ko na ilagay yung isa eh. So, we have two types. Yun na ba? So, hindi pa pala yung two types. So, we have subsequent measurement. Yung kanina, initial measurement. This one is subsequent measurement. So, after initial measurement, pwede siyang at amortized cost using effective interest method, which we have already discussed sa bonds payable. Okay, if you haven't watched the bonds payable nandoon yung amortization, procedures on amortizing or using the effective interest method, or it can be through fair value through P&L if the note payable is designated irrevocably as measured at fair value through P&L. Okay? So, yung isa, yung effective interest method, pwede siyang gamitin doon sa fair value, initially measured at fair value less transaction cost. Yung isa, yung fair value through P&L, pwede mo siyang magamit if it is irrevocably designated as fair value through P&L. Okay? So, subsequently, yan. So, we have examples of notes payable. So, we have note issued solely for cash. So, the present value, if the problem or if you have encountered a note payable that is issued solely for cash, okay, yung pera lang talaga. So, this is measured, the present value niya is cash proceeds. Madali kasi yung cash proceeds mismo, yun Yun yung measurement niya. Okay, so for example, Twice ko discounted its own note at 1 million on November 1, 2020 at 12% for 1 year. So, diniscount daw yung 1 million. So, paano gagawin? You have note payable face amount of 1 million, then you less the discount. Okay, if nakakita ka ng word na discounted, di-discount mo. Okay, how do you do that? You just get the 12%. Okay, that's the interest times 1 million. You get 120,000. Okay? Then, less mo lang siya. The net proceeds is 880,000. So, that's the cash proceeds. Okay, 880,000. Discounted kasi siya eh. Okay. The 120,000 is actually for a year. That's the annual interest. Okay. So, journal entry, you receive cash of 880,000 kasi discounted yung note payable. So, yun lang yung tanggap mo. Okay, then you record the discount. So, para ito yung bonds payable, di ba? Pag nagdi-discount, nire-record din yung discount. Discount at 120. Note payable credit 1 million. Okay, so ma'am, ba't parang lugi? Okay, so pag kasi discount, talagang the net cash proceeds received is lower than yung talagang hinihiram mo. Pag binayaran mo siya at maturity date niya, or kung kailan kayo nagkasundo magkabayaran, 1 million pa rin yung babayaran mo, kahit na natanggap mo is 880. The 120 is actually discount. Okay? So, on the part of the creditor, parang gain na niya. Okay, so on the part of the debtor, kesa naman sa wala kang nahiram. Okay, so yun. On December 31, 2020, the journal entry would be debit interest expense, 20,000, and credit discount on notes payable, 20,000. So, kasi November 1 mo siya natanggap, yung na-compute nating discount na 120,000 is for a year. So, you have to recognize the interest expense at year-end for the 2 months, November and December. So, bawasan mo lang yung discount sa notes payable ng 20,000. Okay, then recognize interest expense na 20,000. Okay, so yun. How about interest-bearing note issued for property? What's an interest-bearing note? Eh di yung syempre yung note payable na may with interest. Okay? So interest-bearing note. Okay? So this one is issued for property. So may binili ka, okay? May binili kang property. It's either nag-down payment ka, tapos the rest is utang or buong utang na lang. Okay? So the property or asset is recorded at purchase price. So if given yung purchase price, okay, nung asset, that's the measurement of the property or asset. Okay? The purchase price is the reasonably assumed to be the present value of the note or the fair value of the property because the note issued is interest bearing. Okay? So, example, Twice company acquired equipment for 1 million on January 1, 2020, payable in 5 annual installments every end of the year with interest of 10% on the unpaid balance. So, dito, binigay yung sabi yung 1 million daw is 5 annual installments. So, the 1 million divided by 5, okay? Then, mag-i-interest siya ng 10%. So, how do we record it? So, we record debit equipment, 1 million. Credit notes payable, 1 million. Kasi buong utang naman, wala ka naman down payment on January 1. Okay, on December 31, if we're going to recognize the interest na, okay, so interest expense, debit. So, that's 10%. Times 1 million, okay? So, you have interest expense of 100,000. And then, sabi, this is on installment basis. So, 1 million, yung 1 million mo, divided by 5 installments, you have to pay it per installment, 200,000. Okay? So, debit mo ngayon si notes payable kasi mababawasan yung principal amount niya, 200,000. And then, credit cash, 300,000. That's your binayaran na. So, ibig sabihin, yung principal amount, okay, hindi na siya 1 million on 2021. Nabawasan na siya ng 200,000. So, lumiliit na lumiliit. Also, the interest, because 10% daw yung interest on the unpaid balance, okay? So, lumiliit yung interest din, okay? So, on December 31, 2021, also, you have to recognize interest expense, pero 10% na siya ng 800,000, okay? Saan galing ma'am yung 800,000? That's the remaining unpaid balance of the notes payable na binawasan mo last year ng 200,000 kasi nag-installment payment ka na. Okay, so interest expense, 80,000. Debit notes payable, 200,000 ulit kasi 5 equal installments eh. Okay, and then credit cash, 280,000. Okay? So, interest-bearing note issued for property. How about a non-interest-bearing note issued for property? Ma'am, what is a non-interest-bearing note? By the name itself, non-interest-bearing. There's no document telling you na kailangan magbayad ka ng interest at a maturity date. Okay, on the borrowings. Okay, so a non-interest bearing note is a note issued without any known document providing an interest for the borrowings. However, sabi nga, wala namang taong pumapayag magpautang ng walang na hinihinging kapalit, charot lang. Okay, so siguro kaibigan lang or magulang lang, gano'n. So, kasi may notion na gano'n, uh, there is what you call imputed interest. Okay, so kumbaga, although non-interest bearing siya, meron at meron niyang interest, okay, that you can compute actually using imputed interest, the effective interest, the prevailing market interest, or the yield rate. Okay, so when it is issued for property, it's recorded at the cash price of the property if given. Okay, the cash price is assumed to be the present value of the note itself. If there's no cash price and not issued for property, the measurement of the non-interest bearing note is at present value of future cash payments. Okay, so if given yung cash price ng property or the respective asset acquired, madali. Okay? Pero if wala, okay, the non-interest bearing note is measured at present value of future cash payment. So, ma'am, you have to get the present value? Yes, you have to get the present value. And it depends if ano ang scenario. Kapag buong utang, okay, or sorry, kapag installment payments, you have to use PV of OA. If may down payment, tapos there are certain amount na ginawang note, non-interest bearing note ang arrangement, then PV of 1 if isang beses mo lang siya babayaran. Okay? So, usually, this is counted using an imputed interest. Okay? So, yun. Next. So, we have an example. Twice co-acquired an equipment with a cash price. Cash price. 350,000 for a 500,000 on January 1, 2020. Twice paid. 100,000 down payment and the balance is payable in 4 equal annual installments. So, ganito kasi yung nangyayari. If you're going to purchase cell phones, gadgets, or whatever it is that you see in the mall, na sabi, hindi ka ba nagtataka na bakit? Pag daw ikaw ay naglabas ng pera, mag-cash price ka daw, mag-cash payment ka, 21,000 na lang, or let's say 20,000 na lang. Pero if you are going to have it by installment, it's 25,000. Okay, it will be zero interest and it will be divided into whatever terms, 1 year, 2 years. Okay, so yun yung sinasabing baka imputed interest yon. Kasi bakit magkaiba si cash price at saka si installment payments? Okay, so yon. Okay, so we have cash price of 350,000 for 500,000 January 1, 2020. Twice paid 100,000 down payment on the balance, and the balance is payable in 4 equal annual installments. So, nag-down payment. Okay, so parang itong usual scenario mo pag napunta ka, pag bumibili ka ng cellphone, gadgets, or whatever it is that you want to buy, okay, appliances, na nagda-down payment ka, then the rest is ginagawang installment. Okay? So, how do you do that? Sabi nga, ng standard, the non-cash asset, the asset, is, or the property is recorded at its cash price if available. Okay, so debit equipment 350 kasi 350 daw ang cash price. Okay? Pero, ang inutang mo is at 500,000. Okay? So, you now record muna, wag ka munang tumingin dun sa, okay, so parang, oo nga, ba't nga 150 yun? Okay, anyway, so we have credit mo muna yung nilabas mong pera na cash na 100,000, okay? And then credit notes payable at 400,000 kasi yun yung unpaid balance mo, di ba? So yun yung for 500,000 less 100,000 na down payment, you have notes payable or utang mo na 400,000. Now, yung pinagkaiba ng 500 sa 350, okay, which is 150,000, this is actually the discount. Okay? So, I'm sorry for the term, hindi dapat siya notes payable. It's actually discount on notes payable. Okay? So, it's actually a discount. Okay? Kasi, ang inutang mo is 500, pero yung equipment naman na binili mo is a 350 lang. Okay? So, yan. Next, the remaining years, you have, yan o, ito mo. Yung discount on note payable, ina-amortize din siya. So, we have, una muna, you have to recognize your payment of the installment. Kasi yung installment daw is 4 equal annual installments. Eh, magkano ba ang tira? 400,000 divided by 4 equal annual installments. You have, for every year, you need to pay 100,000. So, debit ka ng notes payable na 100,000, credit ka ng cash na 100,000 pag binayaran mo na yung installment. Okay? And then, also, you have to recognize the amortization of the discount. Okay, so debit interest expense, 60,000. Credit discount on note payable, 60,000. Okay, did we see any interest na nakalagay? No, because it's a non-interest bearing. No, but sabi nga, there's an imputed interest. Okay, so yun. So, kung makikita mo, if I think you have tried doing it in Lazada and Shopee, okay? You browse for laptops, you browse for gadgets, tapos makikita ka doon ng plans nila for installments, okay? Ang maganda kasi doon sa, nakita ko kasi I browsed, I browsed for laptops. Nakita ko na pinoproject nila, okay? If paano kapag 36 months ang installment mo, 24 months yung installments mo, okay? Then, meron sila nung monthly, okay, monthly na babayaran mo. And then, meron silang projected na magkano yung total mong binayaran sa 24 months na yon, okay? Knowing na nag-compute sila ng per month mo, okay? Makikita mo doon, if you have chosen 36 months na installment, yung dating presyong laptop na 40,000 pesos, okay, parang ang total na binayaran mo, if you have chosen 36 months, okay, na pagbabayad, parang umabot siya ng 80,000 pesos. So, half the price. So, if siya ay kinash mo, 40,000 lang, eh, ginawa mong installment siya, so, parang naging 80,000. So, between that, may imputed interest talaga. Okay? So, budgeting-wise, if meron ka na naman talagang cash or pera, better if i-cash mo na lang. Okay? Pero, maganda din naman yung installment basis kasi nagagamit mo for other things, for other aspects, yung pera na dapat isang bagsakan mong pinambili. Okay? If available na yung pera, tapos maganda naman yung offer na cash price, ang cash price niya is mas mura kaysa sa pag nag-installment ka, better grab the cash price. Pero if you have in mind different things na paggagamitan pa ng pera mo, pwede naman mag-installments. Okay? It's up to you. Diskarte lang yan. Okay? Credit card kayo. Charot lang. Okay? Anyway. No, I don't have COVID. Bigla kasing umulan. So, parang, do you also have that? Yung allergies pag umuulan. Parang yung amoy ng lupa. Okay? So, yun. Anyway, non-interest bearing note issued for property. So, we have here an example of an amortization, yung sa 60,000, paano siya na-compute, of an amortization based on fraction. Okay, so we have here, on the first column, you have the year, 2020, hanggang 2023. Then, the notes payable, it's projected na kung magkano na lang yung principal every year after you have paid the installment payment of 100,000 per installments. Okay, so ang ginawa is, kinuha yung fraction niya. Paano yung ginawa? The 400,000 divided by 1 million. So you have 4 over 10, 300,000 divided by 1 million, 3 over 10, 200,000 divided by 1 million, 2 over 10, 100,000 divided by 1 million is 1 over 10. Saan siya gagamitin? For the allocation of the 150,000 discount, okay, on the notes payable. So for the 400,000, ang respective amortization is 60,000. How do you get it? 150,000 times 4 divided by 10, you have 60,000. Okay, then 150,000 times 3 over 10, 45,000. 150,000 times 2 over 10, 30,000. 150,000 on 1 over 10, 15,000. This is what you call the outstanding balance method. Okay, so you are if you're not using the effective interest method and you have trouble knowing if magkano yung amortization nung balance, okay, you can use the outstanding balance method. Okay? So, yun. Oh my God. No, this is not COVID. Okay? Non-interest bearing note. So, this one is the without cash price. So, paano gagawin pag wala? So, twice ko acquired an equipment for 1 million on January 1, 2020, payable in 5 equal annual installments every December 31, 2020. There's no stated rate, interest rate, but the prevailing market rate for the similar instrument is at 10%. So, parang nag-research ka na, the prevailing market rate for the similar notes payable is 10%. So, what do we do? The measurement is actually the present value of the installments. Kasi installment payment siya eh. Installments as the measurement of the note. Bakit? Kasi yung present value, the measurement daw is the present value of future cash outflow sa pagbabayad mo ng notes payable. So, yan yon, the installment payments. So, we have already computed the present value of ordinary annuity. Why? Because installment payments, you're doing it every year. Okay? So, kaysa naman sa every year ka mag-compute, we have already present value of ordinary annuity of 1 for 5 years at 10%. So, bakit 5 years? So, that's the 5 equal annual installments. Okay? 10% is at 3.7908. You can check, okay, using our formula, which I have given sa bonds payable, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? So, we have computed it. Hindi pa lang nagbigay ng computation. Okay, anyway. So, 1 million divided by 5, okay, then multiply the amount, the installment, the annual installment by 3.7908, you'll get 758,160 present value. Again, paano siya nakuha? The 1 million, okay, divided by 5, so that's your equal annual installment, so that's 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, so 200,000 times 3.7908, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, you'll get 758,160 present value. Ma'am, yun na yun, yes. Okay, because that's the present value of the future cash outflows in payment for the note payable. Okay, so how do you do this? We have already done this sa bonds payable. So you first, we have the column for date. Yan. Then, we have the column for payment. Kasi every year, 200,000 yung babayaran niya. Equal annual installments. So, 200,000 every year for 5 years. Then, the interest. How do you get this? You just multiply the present value by the effective rate of 10%. Kasi wala namang stated rate, the effective rate. Okay, 758,160 times 75 as times 10%, you have 75816. Okay, then you just less 200,000 less 75,816, you have principal payment of 124,184. Then 758,160 less 124,184, you get 633,976. Okay, hanggang sa maubos siya. So 5 years, that's how you do it. So again, how do you get the interest for the second year? 63,976 times 10%. So 63,398 rounding off. Then less mo lang, 200,000 less 63,398, 136,602. That's a principal payment. Present value, 63,976 less 136,602. You'll get 497,374. Okay, and the rest follows. Okay, how do you journalize it? First, on January 1, 2020, you journalize the equipment at the present value of the future cash payments. You have equipment 758,160. Okay, 758,160 debit. Then you debit discount on notes payable 241,840. Okay, but hindi ko kasi na-edit siya. So, that's discount on notes payable 241,840. Okay, and then credit notes payable 1 million. Okay? So, ano nangyari doon? Kasi yung equipment mo naman is it's it's at 758,160. Pero ang inutang mo is 1 million. So, you really had a discount. Okay? Then, we have for December 31, 2020, you record the installment payment of 200,000, debit ka ng notes payable kasi babawasan mo na 200,000, credit cash of 200,000. Okay? Also record the amortization of the interest expense, debit interest expense 75,816 from the table, and then credit discount on note payable of 75,816 as deduction of your discount. Okay? So that's amortization. That's how you do it if walang cash price. Okay? Yung respective equipment. Okay? How about if nag-down payment ka, pero wala pa rin cash price? Okay? Walang cash price, nag-down payment ka, and then the rest of the amount is naka non-interest bearing note. Non-interest ha. Yung isa kasi interest bearing. This one is a non-interest bearing note. So we have an example. Twice co acquired an equipment for 1 million on January 1, 2020. Okay, the entity paid 100,000 down payment and signed a non-interest bearing note for the balance which is due after 3 years on January 1, 2023. There's no stated rate, but the prevailing market rate for the similar instrument is at 10%. What do we do? Okay, so ang gagawin nyo po is we add the down payment of 100,000, then we add it with the present value of the balance of the non-interest bearing note. Okay, so anong gagawin? Magkano ba ang balance? Di 1 million less 100,000 na down payment. How much is the balance? 900,000. Okay? So, yung 900,000, kukunin mo ang present value niya. Okay? Because it's just, ang due niya is, hindi siya yung installment payments. Okay? Babayaran mo daw siya on January 1, 2023. Okay? It's a one-time payment. You just get the PV of 1 for 3 years at 10%. Okay? So, 0.7513 as computed. Okay? So, let's do this. Okay? So, yun nga, down payment, 100,000. And then, the present value of the note, you add it with 900,000. Ba't naging 900,000? Nag-down payment po kasi ako ng 100,000. So, 900,000 times PV of 1. Kasi isa lang, babayaran ko siya on the due date. Hindi siya installment payment. Babayaran ko siya on the due date. So, one-time payment ko lang siya. Kaya PV of 1 for 3 years. So, 0.7513 yon. So, you get 676,170. And then, the cost of the equipment na is 100,000 plus 676,170. A total of 776,170. Okay? That's the cost of the equipment. Okay? How about yung interest? Okay? Pwede mo siyang computing ganito. Face amount, although lagi naman ganun tayo mag-compute. The face amount of the note, okay, hindi 1 million ha, kasi ang utang lang naman is 900,000 kasi nabayaran ko na yung 100,000. So, 900,000 less, yung present value niya, 676,170, you have an imputed interest of 223,830. Kahit non-interest bearing note siya. Okay? So, let's do the amortization. Yan. So, we have 676,170. Okay. Then, we have the interest, principal of 223,830. This is the discount. Okay, 223. Where is it? 223,830. Yan. Then, we have the interest noong 12/31/2020. How did we get this? This is 10% of the present value, 676,170. Okay, then now you less it with 223,830 less 67,6,170, you get 156,213. Then now you add it with the present value 676,170 plus 156,213, you get 743,787. 787. Okay, and then the rest ganun din. Okay, ma'am, bakit kanina we're actually deducting? Kasi kanina, it's installment payment. Okay? So, ang tinitingnan mo talaga is nagbabago yung present value niya. Umuunti siya every year kasi nagbabayad ka ng principal amount. Dito, this is lump sum. Ibig sabihin, isang beses mo lang siya babayaran. Kaya, kung makikita mo sa table, noong 2022, buo na siyang 900,000 nung ina-amortize mo na yung discount. Okay? So, I hope that's clear. Okay? So, yun lang. Thank you, and see you in the guided exercises. For the measurement of the fair value, kung paano natin gagawin if siya irrevocably measured through fair value through PNL, I'll just discuss that sa guided exercises. Okay? So, yun lang guys. So, see you when I see you. Bye-bye. Ingat palagi. Stay safe. Stay strong.